Hello and welcome to the Quiver channel. I am Jason, your host. 95%. I'm coming to the conclusion that, and I don't think time will change it, that I can only move 95% of my stuff over from Windows to Linux. Well, that's not bad. I understand now why my friend who loves Linux still uses his Windows virtual machines for certain things. I understand that now. I mean, it's like it's an ongoing problem. There's things like now. There's some things you can deal with, like for example, Discord on Linux. It works, functions perfectly well, but it's missing some certain things like um, the game-related stuff because Linux is not really seen as a gaming system still, even with all the people gaming on it now. It's going to take a major shift for that to happen. Same goes for OBS. This OBS system here, perfectly functional and usable as I'm using it now with all the you right now to record this, but it doesn't have certain abilities. It doesn't have the ability to hook into games like it does on Windows. It doesn't have the ability. It doesn't have a virtual camera button. You see, for example, for me to use this camera in a setting other than recording like this, usually I would use OBS, turn it on, connect the camera, bingo bango bongo, press the button, virtual camera, and then I could use that virtual camera in things like Discord or Zoom or anything like that. You have to jump through so many fucking hoops to be able to get a virtual camera interface on OBS in Discord. I mean in OBS. It's like it is. There's so many things, some sort of tools you have to install and so on. You have to recompile stuff. It's not. It's not the fun, happy place, to put it lightly. Those things I can handle. Those things I can do workaround. For example, I've got a camera upstairs. There is a USB camera that I can just plug on if I want to use something like that. It's a workaround. And most of the problems I can fix, but there's a few that have come up that will mean that I will have to have a Windows PC in the house of some kind. This doesn't make me very happy. As you can imagine, I like to swap things over completely when I'm doing something. I don't want to have to deal with all this crap all the time. And that is, it's a very niche thing as well. Japanese games. I have a massive number of Japanese games. They're a huge part of my coping strategy. There's something about playing a game in another language that challenges my brain on a way that not a challenge like Dark Soul, which would just annoy me, but a challenge in which my brain can focus and deal with. The problem is Mr. Fwibble goes cuckoo. Don't ask me why I said that. That was just a phrase that was in my head, that came to the front of my head. Mr. Fwibble goes cuckoo. As in, it's driving me crazy. I like Mr. Fwibble goes cuckoo. I like that. I'm not going to get rid of that phrase now, am I? My brain's latched onto this. Okay, so this is the problem. First of all, to run these games, you have to do something, use either Lutris or Proton Tricks, or connect them to Steam and use Steam and that. All well and good. But the program I use to translate the game is called Text Tractor, and Text Tractor needs to latch into and hook into the actual text in the game, and then it gets exported out in real time as you're doing stuff in the game, and then Google Translate or an LLM, large language model or something, will translate it back and show you the English. I'm used to playing like that, and the problem is Text Tractor needs to be in the same memory location or area, or at least the same machine as you're actually running the game. Now, if you run a game normally on Windows, it's here. Text Tractor can just grab hold of it and read it. Problem is, if you run that same game and you manage to get it run with Lutris, or you manage to get it run with things like Proton Tricks or anything like that, it's here, it's encapsulated by Proton or whatever wine virtual Windows machinery stuff that it's setting up, and Text Tractor can't get into it unless you embed it within the same Proton layer or wine layer, and you'd have to do that for every single fucking game, and I have thousands of games like that. So this is the kind of problem that will both interest me over time, but when I need to use my stuff, when I need to actually play those games because they're a good coping strategy, something's triggered me, I'm having a bad day, I need to play them. I need to play them like that, not jump through 6 hours of work because my brain is self-destructing already. So the plan is this. I'm going to set up a mini PC. This mini PC is one of my really low power ones. It idles about 5 to 11 watts. It's a Minisforum 680M, and I will put it connected to the network and put Parsec on it, and it will be a host, and basically I'll just, from whatever machine I'm using, I'll be able to connect to it if I want to play them. I'll have all that kind of games on that specific unit, and it will be set up specifically for just doing that kind of thing. So yeah, 95%. These are problems where a lot of it comes from the fact that Linux and that is still seen as a non-gamer thing. I mean, but there is more people coming over and figuring things out. Do I like that I'm still going to have a Windows PC these days? No. But it's just going to be basically an isolated PC with just turn off updates on it. Windows 10 will probably be better with that. And it will be used for making sure everything works in these games. Because this morning I wanted to play one of the games. I was feeling a bit antsy, I was feeling depressed, and normally I would just log in and that, and I just spent like 3 hours trying to get a single game to function fully of this type with the language packs, the Japanese languages, and then trying to get thingy, and I couldn't get it work, and it was just degrading my mental health. So there has to be a workaround. Now, what am I doing now? I'm waiting for delivery some food because the weather's like this, and I wanted some food that could be either very easily cooked or doesn't need cooking at all, just so I can eat without turning on, creating any more heat in that, because the temperature's already rising in the backyard, even though it's completely cloudy above. Even though there isn't much sun, the sun is diffused by the cloud. It is already at 26.4 Celsius. And the worst thing about it is, because we had this weather yesterday as well, the wind that's coming around is actually warm and hot. So it isn't giving any kind of relief from it. Pretty soon I'll be moving inside the house, unfortunately. I've got to go out anyway. I'm going to take... Have I got to go out? Can I leave it to another day? I might leave it to another day. I was going to go for a little... I don't know. I want to test some things out on the Quingo. And at least it's not as bad as yesterday. Not as hot yet. But I do think it's going to hit 30 Celsius. And that's crazy. It's crazy talk. So what will I do? I'll move everything back inside the house. I'll tweak a few things upstairs while I'm waiting for everything to sort itself out. And then I will decide what to do later. But yeah, I'm rambling now. I know I'm rambling. It's okay. It's a rambling thing. Gonna do it. Super Ninja Ramble Ocean. That's what we're going to call it, Ramble Ocean. Ramble Ocean. Ramble Ocean. I like Ramble Ocean. I like it. So I shall say, chicken soup vendors go ho. No idea why I said that. So bye bye for now.